Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I was going to do my June favourites, but I'm going to wait and do that tomorrow because I had a lot of direct messages about the new Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks, the Hot Lips 2 collection, and I thought I would just hop on here and, where's the other one? And talk to you about the three that I got, my feelings on the lipsticks in general, the packaging, all the rest of it. This is not a comprehensive video. There are plenty of them up on YouTube. I will do a little bit of swatching, but I'm not going to go into a major thing about which cases go with which, you know, and all of that, because I think that's a bit of a distraction. It's just that when Charlotte does new releases, they don't go straight to counters. They go on her website and on her standalone boutiques. In London, there's one in Covent Garden. I don't know if there are any other standalone ones. So, for example, when I went to London a week ago and I wanted to look at the shades, because it's really hard to buy lipstick online, even with YouTube videos and stuff, and we'll get onto that in a minute, because I just don't think it's like particularly accurate. I didn't have time to get over to that area, so I watched YouTube videos, I looked at blog posts where people had swatched them up their arms, and people also, which is quite helpful, were saying what colours, oh, this, if you like this one, you'll like this one, that kind of thing. So I knew what I was looking for and I just wanted to try them, and I've got some thoughts. So yeah, and in terms of shades, I feel like people's skin tone, the way they like their videos or photos, even on the Charlotte Tilbury website, the description of these shades is a little bit off. Like, she'll describe something as a pretty pink, and then when you try it, it's really warm and much more peachy or brown, and there's no pink in there, and you're like, So I just wanted to give you my 10 cents in natural daylight while it's still quite bright in here. I haven't used any lip liner, things like that, so that you can see what I think they truly look like. Anyway, so they're £28 each. They come in a pretty box like this, which matches the case inside. There are these ones that I've got, and then there are a couple of other designs that are like a leopard print. There's a red one, and there's just a straight black and rose gold one. There's still rose gold, the metallic bits of the design, like her original lipstick. So here's an original Charlotte Tilbury lipstick, and here's one of the Hot Lips 2. It's a tiny bit bigger. It's like about 2 or 3 mil taller, and it's just slightly chunkier as well. And these are refillable. There's been a lot of hoo-ha about that because, for example, this one is In Love with Olivia. This is the lovely case. The lipstick comes out like that. You can buy it as a refill, but the colour is not on there on these because this is a first generation, if you like. You can't buy the cases on their own, and if you want a particular lipstick, it will come with the case that it comes with. You can't select which case, which some people don't like, but I think if you're that worried about getting your favourite design, that's first world problems in my opinion. I just went with what colours I like. I'm not about to buy a lipstick that I don't think I'd wear to get a pretty case. So there are 5 nudes. I would call them all nudes, yeah. 5 nudes or neutrals, and I've got 3 of those. There is one lip conditioner, Enigmatic Edward, which is just like a solid lip balm type thing, which people are saying is a very similar feel to the Chanel lip balm in the stick, not the pot. So it's a firm one that leaves quite a thin coat but is quite moisturizing, and you can, because it's not a sloppy lip balm, you can use it under the lipsticks. The 5 neutrals are all in the K.I.S.S.I.N.G formula, and it's important to note all of the lipsticks in this Hot Lips 2 collection have the square style bullet. Now, that maybe leads people to think that they're all Matte Revolution. They're not. The 5 nudes are Kissing and the 5 bolds are matte, and I understand the logic behind that because a bold lipstick can look much more glowing and really rich in colour if it is matte, and a nude looks nice, in my opinion, with a bit more of a sheen, and it helps the lips to look fuller and all the rest of it. So that's how they've done it. There are 2 formulas. Now, the other Kissing lipsticks have a pointy bullet like this, but in this collection they all have the squared off bullet, whether or not they are matte. Does that make sense? So there are 5 neutrals, 5 brights and 1 lip conditioner, so a total of 11, and there are 5 case designs, so they are repeated. Most of the cases have got 2, and in one case I think 3 lipstick colours, usually one of the mattes, one of the K.I.S.S.I.N.G formula. So let's go with what I got. the lightest one that I got is the one that I'm wearing now, and that is Angel Alessandro, after the Victoria's Secret model, and it's like a red kind of geometric pattern with black panthers on it. And you open it like that, and you've got like a crest there with the CT on it. And this is what I'm wearing now, and it is a peachy colour. It's a lighter peach rather than one of the two that I've got from previous collections that are like a strong corally colour. This is quite light for me. This is as pale as I could go without my teeth looking really yellow. They need whitening at the moment, and without it just not looking good with my complexion. So that's this one, which is definitely peachy, very warm, light. Now what I would say, they are apparently the original Kissing formula and the original Matte Revolution formula. I haven't tried the matte ones, but I would say from the three that I've tried, I don't think they're exactly the same as the other Kissing lipsticks. Charlotte Tilbury's Kissing lipsticks are very creamy and quite pigmented, but they don't feel like thick or dry. You have maybe to get a couple of passes to build up the colour, but they really just fade nicely because the moisturising part of them sinks into your lips. I never get, even with eating and drinking, they just rub off. They don't like get dry and congealed around here. And yesterday I wore J.K. Magic, and it felt a little bit stiffer and a little bit less creamy than the other Kissing lipsticks I've had in the past. But that's just my observation, and I did watch one other video where the lady said that. Officially they'll say no, they're exactly the same, but I think that they feel a little bit more like a thicker, drier formula than the old Kissing lipsticks. So that's that one, and I'm going to swatch that one on my, I'm going to take my watch off to make room for all the swatchage. So I'm going to swatch the three that I got against each other, and then I'm going to swatch for dupes. So there's that one. Okay, next I have J.K. Magic. I like this design the best, I think. It's black with rose gold, and it's got like moons and stars on it. And that's after J.K. Rowling, and this is what they call just a classic kind of warmish nude colour. So I'm going to swatch that next to Angel Alessandro. You can see there that it's a lot pinkier in tone than the peachy one that I just had on, but if you look at them from a distance, they've got a very similar level of like intensity. I didn't get two shades. I didn't get what I thought was the lightest, and I didn't get the deepest. I got the three in the middle. Dance Floor Princess, which is the Kylie Minogue inspired one, is about as light as this, but it's much pinkier, almost a blue toned baby pink. So if you like that, you like a cooler tone for your skin tone, you'll really like Dance Floor Princess. It's got a slight pearl to it, but I knew that that would make me look really washed out, and I'd have to do a really heavy smoky eye and loads of bronzer to like get away with that pale colour on my lips. I'm a girl that can't really wear KKW or any of those really light nudes, but it's a similar intensity to this one, but this is much warmer and peachier. So this is J.K. Magic. Yeah, and as I drag it on, I just feel like it doesn't, not as much lipstick comes off as the old Kissing ones. So I have to like, God, that's difficult to do in the viewfinder. There. So it's not as bright in terms of colour as that first peachy one, but it feels nice. It's a nice nude if you just want, like, this is like my lips. This is almost the same colour as my lips. So it's a my lips but better. Oh, I've got a bit of eczema there. If you've got, this is what I would wear if I was doing like neons or some bright summer colour on my eyes and I just wanted my lips to look polished and finished, or for a semi no makeup day. I do think it washes me out a bit, and probably I would take the time to line my lips with the Pillow Talk if I wanted to take it pinker, or like Hot Gossip or something like that if I wanted to make it look a bit more to just give a slightly browner, more tan line, and then have this in the centre of the lips. But it is about as light as I would go. Okay, now the third one that I've got, and I think this is my favourite, is In Love with Olivia, which is inspired by Olivia Palermo. And they describe this as a soft pink, but it's not. I thought it was going to be like the Duchess, like quite pinky, but it's not. It's still a nude look, but it's just more of a pinky nude. So if we put that next to JK, there you can see again, JK's very neutral. This is peachier and this is a little bit pinker, but it's still warm. It's still got a salmony vibe, but it's just a little bit more vivid than this, so it really lifts my face more than the JK. I mean, I like all of the ones that I got, but let's face it, they're not dissimilar. And that's the thing with Charlotte Tilbury's nudes. She does great shades that flatter lots of different skin tones, but they're quite nuanced. So if you see how brightening that is, that makes my face look a lot more alive than the JK. I've got very minimal makeup on, and I think the JK is for it. And also, this is an iPhone, so if I was to look in a mirror, my face doesn't look as washed out and pale. When I look like this, it just doesn't this isn't really my actual skin tone. This is just, I can't affect the color balance, you know, because this is not an actual camera. That one feels really creamy compared to the other two, and I just really like the color. So I think I'm quite likely to get, it's still nude, but it's just a little bit peachy pinky, just the sweet spot, and I think it suits me. So those are the three that I've got. And then what I thought I would do is swatch where I found I'm just going to swatch some of my other ones underneath and just talk to you about the two. I found 2 pairs of lipsticks in my Charlotte Tilbury collection. I've got 9 or 10 that, before I even introduce these, are almost identical. So when she brings out limited colours, just really think about, if you can go and look at them and swatch them, all the better. But if you can't, just read around, and people will make comparisons in videos and on blogs and things, and you'll be able to work out, hopefully, if you need that, if it really adds anything to your collection. I'm not a collector who just wants to buy, I'm such a super fan that I'll buy every single thing she puts out. I want a shade that I don't have. So for example, in going through this, my favourite I felt was Duchess, and it's quite pinky. And on my lips, I've embraced not just having really like flat, slightly neutral or colder like nudes, and I'm going more for pinks. So the Duchess, I always feel like pretty when I wear it. So I'm going to swatch it underneath. So there's Duchess. It's a lot pinker than even the Olivia one. And then, this is interesting, I swatched, because I was swatching them all up my arm yesterday to work out what was similar. This is Blushing Dream. It might have been a limited edition. Sometimes she brings out a limited one, and then if it's popular, it ends up staying. So Blushing Dream is also a kissing lipstick. And watch this. I mean, that one there, Blushing Dream, it's so close to the Duchess, and it's still a bit pinker than this, but those two together, those two are almost identical, I think, and that's just slightly more pigmented, and that's slightly lighter. But, you know, I didn't need, if I had done that at the point of buying Blushing Dream, and I've been able to physically, I bought it online, physically swatch it, I wouldn't have bought it, because I would have gone, oh, it's like the Duchess, I already have that colour. Similarly, I've got 2 corally shades for summer from Charlotte Tilbury, and if you swatch these, they are really similar. So they're both matte. This one is Sexy Sienna. And that is there. So it's quite, see, the Alessandra one is kind of a brownish light peach. This is a lot more neon-y and kind of glowy and corally. And then they were doing a naming competition for a new coral lipstick. I haven't got Coachella Coral, so I don't know if this is similar to these two. And it ended up being Sunset Lover. And I love a coral lip, and the photos and the promo stuff looked right up my street, so I just bought it. But when I bought it, I realised I had Sexy Sienna, and they've put out basically an identical lipstick, which is fine if you don't already have a collection, but it's a bit naughty if they're selling 2 lipsticks that are the same. So that is Sunset Lover, and in daylight here they look the same. In the phone that is a little bit more orange, and that is a bit pink, but I'm telling you, if you put them on the mouth, they look the same. So those 2 are nearly the same, those 2 are nearly the same. So you just have to be like, don't rush out and buy this entire, this is just my opinion, this entire collection of 10, because if you've got several Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks, you're probably going to find that you've got some that are almost identical, and that might not bother you. You might want one in your handbag, one in the drawer, one in the car, in the glove box. That's fine, but I kind of wanted to have shades that I didn't quite have, and I feel like none of the 3 that I bought are particularly unique. Maybe the Alessandra one there, I didn't have anything like that, because my only corally peachy shades from Charlotte are these 2, and they're a bit more bold. This is a nude, but it's definitely peachy. Okay, and then I've got some other ones. I'm just going to swatch down below and just in a row, and you'll see that they're all fairly similar. No, in fact, I'm going to do that here. So this is Stoned Rose, and I felt like this was going to be very similar to the Jennifer Aniston shade, which is called something Jen. So that's why I didn't get that one. It's a brownish kind of deeper nude. This is the English Beauty that I got at the same time as American Sweetheart, I think, in a set. This is matte and quite nude. And that looking is very similar to Pillow Talk, I think, which I already have. So that's another set of doubles. This is the famous Pillow Talk. And yeah, look at that. So English Beauty and, hang on, American Sweetheart or English Beauty? English Beauty. So that is English Beauty. That is Pillow Talk. They are very similar. Brownish, neutral pink. So I'm just saying, just be aware. And then the last other Matte Revolution one that I've got is Rose Kiss. That's a deeper nude. That's also going to be similar to the Jen one. So I'm going to put that up here actually. That's there, Stone Rose. Hang on, no, Rose Kiss, sorry. Rose Kiss and Stoned Rose. The Stoned Rose is a little bit browner or tanner, and that's Rose Kiss. And then last but not least is, I think this one's going to be American Sweetheart. Yeah. You guessed it. It's another nude. So that's there. But can you see, this is my collection, and I would say that they're all similar, but it is right that when they're on the lips, even a slight change in tone can make or break whether that is like your favorite lipstick. You know, you can try any two of these and you will like one more than the other, and it also depends if you like matte, if you like, anyway. So I just thought this would be fun to share. These are the two corally ones that are both matte, Sexy Sienna and Sunset Lover. And then these are the three that I've bought from the Hot Lips 2 collection. Angel Alessandro, JK Magic, and In Love with Olivia. And then these are the other ones that I already owned. These 5 neutrals, these 2 pinks that were almost the same, and these 2 corals. I use them all, and I like them all. I think my favourites are the Duchess, which is really pink, which is one of these. I think it's that one. And I really like that In Love with Olivia. And, you know, I really like the colour of Pillow Talk, but I prefer it in the shiny lipstick that I have, because I have other lip formulas by her, but these are just the standard lipsticks. I really like these Matte Revolution ones, but at this time of year, my lips get quite chapped, and I do steer towards tinted balms, lip glosses, and things that are a bit more hydrating. So that is my Charlotte Tilbury kind of lipstick collection. I do think these are nice. They're worth it. They're £28 here in the UK for one of the new colours in one of these cases, but you can buy any of the colours as a refill for £19 if you have a favourite shade and you just want to keep refilling it. Obviously, when you buy the first lot, I'm assuming later on she'll have the cases on their own, I don't know, but the colour of the shade is on the case, not on the bullet inside. So if you swap them around, you might get confused. That's really all I have for you today. One last little look at the colours, and as I said, this one is In Love with Olivia, and I really like it because I find if I'm going to wear quite a bright lipstick, I won't do a lot of other makeup. Like this look, I've got a bit of eyeliner on, false lashes, a little bit of bronzer, that's about it, a bit of concealer under my eye. If I was going to do a bold lip, I would stick to that, but often I prefer, especially in winter, to do much more on my eyes, and I just want a slick of nude lipstick. So all of these will get used, but things like these ones that are a little bit deeper, I don't wear as much. I tend to wear like the nude ones and these ones more, but that's just me. Other people like strong pinks. I mean, in this collection, there are 2 really lovely, very vivid reds, like a cherry red and then a more orangey red. There is kind of a berry shade for a Mull Clooney. I just wouldn't touch any of them because they look pretty, and they might even look pretty when I put them on, but I know me, I'm not very high maintenance. A nude lipstick can fade on you, and then it doesn't really matter, you can just walk around with a bare mouth. If I do a liner and a bold colour, you've really got to maintain that, and it might be affected when you eat and drink and stuff, so it's just not for me on the whole, although I did just buy a Fenty Bright Purple lipstick, go figure. But this is up my alley. Just make sure, if you're going to choose one of them, that you watch videos, hopefully including mine, and suss out, because they're expensive, if you really need that colour. And the best thing you can do is visit a boutique, one of her beauty emporiums or whatever they're called, beauty wonderlands, and actually try them on the lip, and then you can work out what really suits you. So I hope you enjoyed this little video, and I'll see you next time for my June favourites. Bye guys.